wanna be the best in the game. Invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout, fame, a disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are this is war with the enemy. Think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me. I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working.
What's up, YouTube? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, all the beautiful people. I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. As always, my name is ATX Crypto. We're diving into some fun information, looking at the daily hex charts and PulseChain and ecosystem of Bitcoin and a whole bunch of other stuff. So tune in. We're going to be trying to start this series as well, see if we can kick it off. And I hope y'all are all having a fantastic day. I'm going to let a few people trickle on in real quick. In the meantime, let me kind of hide this, put some music on in the background. You know how all the sound is as well. If everything is all good, throw a little thumbs up on the stream so that way we can make sure that we got some nice activity happening. Make sure everyone can actually hear me and all that good stuff as we kick this off as well. I see James Perk in the house. Hello, my friend. How are you? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Wonder why the chat box isn't appearing. Oh, what's up, Hextra? There you go. There's a chat box. What's up, Hextra T-Shares? South Texas Crypto. How you doing, my friend? Happy Wednesday. Oh, it's Tuesday, my friend. Hump day. But yeah, good sound. Pretty cool. Ready for the next leg up? For sure, for sure. And again, we're just going to kind of kick this off here as well, folks. I just wanted to have some fun with the stream. Wanted to make sure all was good on the sound side of things. I'm going to be sharing this screen as well so we can actually be looking at some charts, see what's happening in the ecosystem. We recently had some downward trajectories and downward price action going on in the ecosystem of PulseChain, which includes Hex, Pulse, and PulseX. You can actually see if I refresh this page, because I'm pretty sure that's not accurate for the price. There we go. We got the price of Ink sitting at $3 right now, or $2.94. PulseChain sitting at 30134. PulseX sitting at 4049. We have the Hex price on PulseChain sitting at 1.6 cents, and the Hex price on Ethereum sitting below a penny at 2094. Now again, we've been bouncing in the penny range for a hot minute with Hex in particular. If you actually pull up eHex, as a matter of fact, you can see we've been bouncing here in this little penny range for a little bit of time now. So let's actually take a little gander and see what's going on with it. This is on the weekly. Let me throw it on the daily real fast. And again, if you just go back to how long we've been bouncing here in the penny range for, you can see I got the penny right here. So if I was to draw a line, we actually get plenty of times where we've just been bouncing in this range where it actually goes up, goes down, and it has all the fun of everything happening. We've actually been sideways, which is crazy, going all the way back to October of 2023. And again, you can see we haven't really had much price action for the last 120 days. Granted, there has been some downsides, some better buying opportunities if you were able to scoop up this down here, and then you go all the way back up. But again, we haven't really broken out of this 1 cent range. I know we continue to kind of hold it like a support type deal for a little bit, and it kind of breaks out and breaks through once again. So the Hex on the Ethereum side has just kind of been sitting stagnant. Again, you can actually go all the way back to June of 2023. This was previous to the SEC news against the RH ecosystem. So if I was to actually pull this up over here, you can see we broke below the penny threshold all the way back here on June 2023. And we actually just kind of bounced around here. We had the SEC FUD that happened on August 1st or July 31st, which sent the price to a downward little send, which to be expected after some bad news. People had the FUD, people freaked out, and if you were staked, you aren't worried because once again, you were getting paid every single day regardless of what was going on. And then we actually had a whale situation step in, and this is how quickly the prices can go. So folks, you got to understand, this is kind of what I'm talking about. We go in a situation where you go down for pretty much 130 days. And if you actually break this out in total for how long we've been here in this little trend line since June, we've actually been sitting roughly about 256 days now of basically sideways. Now again, granted, you could have had some better buying opportunities along the way, but we haven't really broken out of this threshold, and that's really what we're wanting to see at this point in time. We're really wanting to see this not just hold this 1 cent threshold, but actually break above it and then start making new floors, right? Higher highs. Now we have been making higher highs and higher lows. If you actually were to just break this down right here, wonder if I can control this by oh, I just need to push that button. Okay, it turns it off. Cool. Okay, cool. Testing some stuff out, y'all. Still getting familiar. But let me actually see how I can flip that back as well. So it just controls the cross. Any shortcut for the brush. Okay, cool. So if I was to actually draw the brush on this one, we have been making a nice little higher high situation where we've actually been breaking out over here, higher highs, higher lows. We continue to be doing that. If we were to actually add this on as well, we can see we have formed a nice little area. Now again, granted, there are going to be times where you do break out of the trend. However, if you just look at it overall, we've been in a bullish trend for what, going on time. We have broken below that for a period of time, and then we got the recent price action once again. We're going back up and we're testing it out. Now we really, like I said, want to just get past this over here, which from this point has been the main threshold that we've been sitting on. I really want to see us past this 1.2 cent range for the Ethereum hex side of things to really start kicking off, really start taking on a whole new area. And that way what I can see is probably bouncing in here. Hopefully we break out of the 1.2 around this time. But again, you can see if we play this trend as it has been, we're not looking to go anywhere for the Ethereum hex price probably until April, which is around the Bitcoin halving as well. Let me say what's up to some beautiful people who are also here as well. Hello, my friends. What's up, Crypto Bigfoot, South Texas Crypto? What's up, Goody 123213? Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, same thing, lol. It really is. What's up, Crypto Khalil? Hey, TX, would you say Pulse is currently in a nice bull flag? What is Pulse doing right now? Let's take a little gander at PulseChain real quick. So if I was to pull up the Pulse price, I believe it has been in a nice little bull flag for a period of time. Yeah, we've been sitting here in this little bull flag since going on January of 2024 as well. We did break below it at this point, so if you are actually seeing this from this standpoint, we have broken out of the trend at this point, which we have seen on previous price actions. It could actually continue to break out. However, if we were to extend this out just a smidge, just to really kick this off, it would be putting us probably in the March time frame before we figure out which way it wants to go, whether it's up or down. If you actually break this down based on the fib retracement level from the previous all-time high to where we've been, we're actually right here in the golden pocket zone as well. So you can see, just drawing this out, I always have to remember where all the rectangles and stuff are. Okay, I can push another little button. So we actually are nice here, right here in this little golden pocket zone, which is to be expected when you have a fib retracement. The 618 is very common to get retested. The 618 is very common in general. So if you're actually looking to do anything and make actions, you're probably going to see some price action around this time. Once again, higher highs, higher lows. You can see we've been breaking that out for quite a bit of time. We have the volume kind of trickling down. So if we were to actually kind of just draw a little line on this one, the volume's trickling down. The price is actually going up at this point. I don't really care to look at the volume too much, but you can kind of see what the trajectory is doing. Do have some divergence of what's going on, but yes, we are making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. It's a small pattern that's been forming over a period of time. We really want to get past this level right here. Again, that previous local top that's been kind of holding us back. We haven't quite fully retested out of this 3016 range. I think the entire ecosystem is really just needing to be about 2x above right now for us to really kick it off and get it going as well. Let me throw the chat box in a different area. I can see it's a little bit tough to see. Here, I'll hide the chat box for now, just for a second. And then that way everyone can kind of see the actual chart of what's going on too. I'll hide the sidebar. And let's take a little gander. So SAC price, once again, we got the 301, which is basically when you had the sacrifice phase for PulseChain. That's where a lot of people were able to get in. So that's where a lot of people have just kind of been, and that's why it's something that's highlighted. We have come back down, we retested it, we broke out, and we are again making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. We really want to continue breaking out of this at this point, right? Because you can see we had a little wedge forming for a small little bit. We had the bullish flag forming as well, which typically when you do get a bullish flag, what you can kind of expect on bullish flags is you can go from this price to this price, and whatever it actually ends up breaking out, you would actually be able to do the same thing. And we can move that right on over to the next price phase, which would be, say we break out in this little zone. Where would that put the price of PulseChain? It would put it at 3047. Now again, this is just kind of in a ballpark range. If we were to break out all the way at the end, it's very common that you end up seeing this kind of stuff happen, which would again put the price around 3047, which by the way would break previous all-time highs. Now at that point in time, everyone's in profit. So ever bought PulseChain or ever invested or ever sacrificed or ever did anything with PulseChain would at that point in time be in profit, which is at 3028. So essentially at this point in time, from us to actually get to this little zone from where we currently are, it's not too far-fetched to imagine that we have another 2x away from being at previous all-time high. However, we aren't moving as quick as some people may like. We aren't doing it as fast as other people may anticipate. And so I'm just saying that at this point, we're seeing a nice little sideways kind of action. We've been on a nice little bullish flag for sure. We're making again the higher highs, higher lows situation. So if I was to draw this out, we have a higher lows situation here, higher lows situation here, higher lows situation here. We continue to go with the higher low situation here, for example, which would put it probably around the end of February. If it decides to continue to hold this trend, we have broken out, which you can see right there. It's already broken out on that one. So we want to be paying attention to which way this wants to go. Does it continue to hold? If it goes back to these levels down here, where you start seeing these price actions start getting hit, or even possibly lower, that is going to be a bearish indicator. Another bearish indicator that we're looking at this point in time is going to be the 9 and 15 EMA, which, by the way, we are currently sitting in a bullish formation. It keeps trying to go bearish, where you can see the 9 right here. This is the 9 EMA here, the 15 EMA down below. The 9 has continued to try to go below the 15, and we keep pushing out of it. It's doing the exact same move that it's done 2 times already previously, where it wants to kind of cross through a bearish signal and then it goes bullish, goes into a bearish signal situation, then it goes bullish. We're basically forming the exact same thing here. Do we actually go bullish at the end, or do we fully cross at this point? When the 9 and 15 do cross, it is typically, again, bearish. On that one, the stochastic RSI is looking to be in an average situation, not really oversold or overbought, just something to pay attention to because it kind of gives you an indicator as to what we may be doing. Now, if we actually were to zoom all the way out on this one too, you can see the 50 and the 200, which is the golden cross right here. So let me kind of hide this and hide this. Nope. I want to hide the drawings. One sec, y'all. Unhide that. Cool. We have the 50 showing the 200. Cool. I want to hide my drawings. Cool. Now at this point in time, the golden cross has already been hit. This is back on January 18th. We talked about this at the time it actually happened. Very bullish for any ecosystem to be sitting on that. Anytime a 50 and 200 cross, it is a bullish situation when it goes above the 50 going through the 200. That is a golden cross situation and a bullish pattern. So we have been bullish ever since then. We really want to maintain that situation as well, because when the 50 crosses a 200 going down, it is a bearish golden cross as well. It's the same things. It's just a heads up on anyone who's paying attention to that, for anyone who could be seeing it. Now again, that's just kind of what I'm seeing on the PulseChain side of things. Granted, if you do actually look at any Fib retracement level in general, what I do love about the Fibonacci is when things do start breaking out and we do bust out of all these ranges. Right now we're in the golden pocket zone, 618, 786. When we do break out of these ranges, we typically like to go test out that 1618 first, which would put it price at 20109, which again would be roughly about 10x from sacrifice price as well. So if anyone was in this little zone, that's kind of the first indicator of where I'm seeing us go once we actually start breaking out of our previous all-time highs, which again, the previous all-time high would be 302927. Really want to make sure that we break out of that, and once we do, the next level I would be seeing on a long-term pattern situation forming for the Fibonacci extensions would be going all the way up to the 1618 level, which is nice and bullish, my friends. So looking at 10x from there, but we got to get past all this, right? We got to start making all these levels and start breaking out of the 786 for sure. We definitely want to make sure that we're passing out of this, or the local top. This was a local top that's been a nice little resistance that we haven't been able to fully surpass yet, and this is a steep trajectory for the trend as well. So it's something I'm paying attention to, not something I'm betting a whole lot of money on, but you can see when we have broken out of these wedges in the past and it does break through, it can happen fast. And you can see we were in this wedge. I mean, if you actually were to break this down, we were in this little wedge since 170 days, and then look how fast it actually broke out, y'all. So within 170 days of just kind of going down, it just skyrocketed up, and I can't even get the whole thing on there. It just skyrocketed up within the span of what, 10 days, 11 days. That's fast, y'all. That's extremely fast. So the same situation could happen all over again, folks. You could get another situation where a whale wants to step in, start buying up these prices. They say it's phenomenal. They see a 2, 3, 5x, 10x, 100x gain in front of them. They say, yeah, dude, give me some of that. And so they end up taking it. Once they end up going, scoops up the price, shoots it up, really want to pass all the previous levels that we've hit. And once we get past all those levels, folks, we're going to the moon. No, it's going to be an absolutely amazing time for sure. Let me say what's up to some more people as well. Yep, got the bullish flag going on for sure. Not gonna lie, I swung trade some Pulse alts to build my core position of EHEX and PulseX. Just can't make it a habit. It's a dangerous game and slippery slope that you end up going on doing some of that. So congrats. Not something I'll be doing for sure. What's up, Johnny? How you doing? Johnny5555. Hex, let's effing go for sure. LOL, same Gino, been doing PHEX and PulseX. Urban Productions, what's up, my friend? Just got to remember, once you're happy with some profit swing trades, to not be greedy, sit back and enjoy the ride up. Yeah, sure, what's up? Checking in, brother. How you doing, Lee? Hex Xmas, Pulse Xmas, what's up, my friend? Salute to you. J Everything, we got 100 OG, what's up, guys? 10 Top, what's up? Crypto Bigfoot, good morning. Maddie C, stream is stuttering, audio keeps cutting out. Oh shit, no kidding. It says excellent connection, no kidding. That's unfortunate. Hello, fam. And again, it says excellent connection. Stream health. Stream is healthy. Stream is healthy. Stream health is excellent. Stream health is excellent. YouTube is not currently receiving. YouTube doesn't like dropping this information, I guess. It looks like the stream health is all good. Stream is fine. Audio is perfect for me. Working great for me. Thanks, Twin Fam. Thanks, Urban Productions. Thanks, Johnny. Interesting for sure. Let me switch it back over here. And yeah, guys, we're going to be looking at some of these other informations as well. We got Bitcoin, and this is one of the fun charts that I've been seeing. So basically, if you actually were to go back and see the previous bull runs, after the bull run, it's about 800 days before the next bull run really starts. 800 days go by, you get the nice little bull run, you get the top, and then 800 days go by, you get the nice little run up once again. We get the 800 days, and guess where we're currently sitting, folks? Look at where we're sitting right now. We're in this zone. We're in the bull run zone. So we've entered bull zone territory, y'all. We have entered bull zone territory. Okay? And that's mega bullish overall. How high it goes, no one knows. but it's going to be an absolutely crazy time. We've already hit the 800 days. We've already started seeing the price of Bitcoin start going up. Bitcoin price is currently sitting around 51,224 at this point. If you were to go back and look at some previous levels, this would show what Bitcoin could be doing. We actually broke out of this a little faster than anticipated. This is a previous chart from 2017 when I actually broke it down. And this actually went ahead and hit all the way up to roughly about $103,000 per Bitcoin. So we're going to see how that ends up playing out overall. We have a nice little, nice little floor getting set. So we have plenty of time to go up, and I can see it for sure coming back down. If you were to look at some stock indices like NASDAQ and S&P 500, we are way into a mega super bullish situation over here. Probably a little bit too much in all reality, because if you were to pull out the fib retracement on this one from the previous times of the market hitting that top to the bottom, guys, we have a crazy situation going on right here where we went and tested the 1618 level. Make sure I'm on log on both. Log here. And this should automatically be on log. Yep. So we actually hit some of these levels as well. We've already hit the 1618 level. How high does the S&P really want to go at this point? We really got to see at this and really have to see how far we actually take it for the S&P 500. Once again, though, this chart has done nothing but kind of go up and up and up. And so I really want to kind of get a gauge as to how high it's really going to want to go overall. Yeah. Beautiful chart, y'all. And again, that's the S&P 500. Bitcoin follows this very closely, y'all. Bitcoin follows this very closely. There's a gentleman I follow, CryptoCon. If y'all haven't seen his content or his information, he busts out some crazy good information, whether it's daily or whatever. He has some awesome charts that he's actually broken down. You don't have to necessarily follow him for the swing trade and all that good stuff and all the other information that he has. But you can see that we have basically ended up doing the exact same retracements on previous levels in the past. So if you look at Bitcoin during the first cycle, it goes back, it hits the low. From the low, it does a 618 retracement. It tested a couple times before it actually breaks out. Once again, you get cycle 2. Right? Cycle 2 did the same thing. You hit the all-time high, went down to the low. It retested the 618 a couple of times, played in this little range, and then sent all the way up. Once again, we have the price going on the cycle 3 situation where it actually wanted to continue, went down, 618 got tested, and it went through a little sideways capitulation range, if you will, for a while before it broke out. And this is exactly what we're just seeing right now on Bitcoin once again. We have a 618 getting tested, and it's getting tested for sure. So we definitely want to see how this is all going to play out overall. We definitely want to see how it's all going to play out in general for everyone. Yeah, if the sound is cutting out, just leave the stream and come back. It's a YouTube issue. We hitting a cent for PulseX? For sure, why not? Richard Hart just had a fun video the other day, and you know, of course, we share it all the time, but it's the times of, is it going to hit the 618, or is it going to do this, or is it going to do that? And you know what, let me just kind of see if I can pull this up.
Remember?
1 second here. Go back. Throw it into a little browser. And yeah, let's see if we can share this as well. Oh, that's just showing the picture. 1 sec, y'all. Uno momento. X. Yeah, how are y'all doing today, though, y'all? How's everyone doing? Hope y'all are all having a fantastic day, of course, as always. Boom, boom.
I'm launching a bear market.
1 sec, the wife's putting the pups in. I just want to make sure that Urban Production says that shirt's fire. This is actually given and sent to me by a fun subscriber, Dante Jr. Thank you so much. Shout out to you as well, my friend. Yeah, this shirt is fire. It's got the PulseChain logo right in. If y'all can't really see it. Oh, dude, fire. And of course, this looks like Gohan going Super Saiyan. Nope, definitely Goku. Goku going Super Saiyan. We're definitely hitting a cent. Proceed with opium into burr zone. All right, let me share this screen. What's up, pup? What is up?
So, Ethereum launched in a bear market. Hex launched in a bear market. And it looks like PulseChain and PulseX are going to launch in a bear market too. Cool. Best time to launch is in the bear market, in my opinion. You're going to have the coolest looking chart, right? So all the technical investors are going to love your chart, right? Hockey stick, right? That's my preference. You're going to get the most of that launching in a bear. If you launch in a bull, beginning of your chart's going to have a big old blah, blah, blah. It's going to create all this resistance on the way back up, and it's no fun, right? You got to fight every level on the way back up. I don't like that. I'd rather just have one nice hockey stick launch in the bear. Have 50 weeks to shake out the losers that don't believe.
50 weeks, y'all.
You shake out these guys, and they sell for way lower than they had to, and then they don't get the ability to sell later, and it makes it easier to go up. So price volatility and shaking out weekends, it hurts short term, the chart, and it's amazing for the chart long term. I dumped my free money real cheap. You sold your future. Good job, dude. Most people in cryptocurrency are apes, and they will do whatever they think they can make money with, regardless of the risk. And they're the reason that you hear about people losing all their money all the time. They have no concern for what could happen. They just care about, yield or gains now. And they don't think about, well, what happens if the front end goes down? What happens if the team is malicious? What happens? They don't care about any of that. And they just lose all their money. And I can tell you that in general, forks of Ethereum have done extremely well price-wise. Extremely well. And I know that, and this is the first one of its kind to bring system state with it. Can PulseX do 100x? Why wouldn't, what's wrong with 10,000x?
Yo.
Why can't it do that? Seems fair. It's well within the realm of possibility. If Ethereum did a 14,000x, which it has so far, why can't something that's better? And so I think a 14,000x is a reasonable estimate for what could be possible for Pulse, because that's what Ethereum did. And this is a very similar thing, but better.
All right, so let's pull up a chart again, and let's just measure out 14,000x, because why not? Why the F not, right? All right. And I'll just throw this on weekly, maybe even monthly, just so it freaking makes it easier to kind of see the whole thing. Yeah, this is gonna be crazy. Let me hide some. Hi, puppies. All right, let's just pull this up, because why not? So hopefully y'all can hear the dog. you probably can hear the dog on this one. So let's just measure some stuff, man. Why not? 14,000x. 14,000x. How high does that go? What is 14,000x in percentage? 14,000x is 1.4 million. So I need to be looking for 1.4 million on this one. Is that right? So I got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Oh, so I got too many. 3. Yeah, let's just make it simple on this one. What was the previous bottom? Or what was the bottom? So I got the bottom sitting at, I'm not going to go based on the launch on this one. We can if you want to. Yeah, screw it. We'll just go based on the launch. So 4 zeros, 278. 4 zeros, 4 zeros, 4 zeros, 278. So 34, 278 times 14,000. 38 cents, y'all. 38 cents. Oh my God. So if we were to break this down on this chart, wow. So it's going to hit right there in that little zone. It's going to go from here all the way up to around 38 cents. which would put it right here in this little ballpark, which, funnily enough, my friends, when you start looking at these retracements and stuff like that on a mega bullish trend, the 3618 very commonly gets hit. Very commonly. So you get the 1618, which is almost a guarantee whenever you get the pump, which is a 10x. You get the 2618, which is almost 100x. Dude, these numbers are absolutely beautiful, y'all. The 3618, a little over 1,000. And then you get the 4618 again. Very commonly, or very, I don't want to say commonly. Whenever something happens on a mega bullish side of things, this very often is checked out. So we can switch it to the 4.272. And by the way, that's basically exactly where it would top out at, and then it would drop. When things like to hit on a run up like this through fib retracement levels, and it hits this 4.272 level, it likes to drop after that. So if it wanted to go all the way up and run up to here, it would basically hit this 35, 38 cent level somewhere in this zone, and then it would just drop. And things like to do that very, very often, y'all. If you go back and look at basically any chart ever, and you go to see how far it really went during a fib retracement pullback, that's kind of what you're seeing. Now, folks, you got to understand, we've still been green. So I know we have the recent prices, you know, things are happening where people are a little bit upset about, you know, things aren't really going the way you want to do it. But yeah, we're up at this point in time. Even right now, you're up almost 4x your money had you just bought in at the low in August, right? Could you have bought in there? For sure. Should you have been buying? For sure. The DCA strategy is something you do for the first 12 to 18 months of this new layer 1 technology emerging. Again, a 4x your money at this point in time. So yes, are you down or are you sideways or what's going on? Who knows? There's plenty of stuff to be looking at for sure. A 14,000x, my friends. 38 cents. Why couldn't it? Right? Why couldn't it? Looking at PulseChain as well, seeing what's going on there. Oh, what's up, Steph? How you doing, my friend? Damn, yeah, dude, exactly. I'm convinced ETH and MetaMask are out to destroy the HEX community with unrealistic gas fees. Yeah, the gas fees are a pain in the ass, man. So, like, I had a couple of small stakes that I did whenever I was just getting into HEX. And by small stakes, I mean the amount of HEX, not the length of time. I have my ladder set up in such a way that I do believe in the ecosystem, and I think it's best to go out 55-55. If you don't have anything out there, send something out long. That's my lottery ticket play, if you want to call it that. Just send it out long. If I was investing in 401ks and IRAs and all that other stuff, why wouldn't I just send out a 55-55 long? However, because of that, and the way I did it and set it up was I did a couple of small amounts of HEX sent out for a very long period of time, giving me more T-shares. But I also had very small amounts of HEX on a shorter time scale of 2 years, for example. One of my stakes just recently came due, and I've showed it on stream as well. But I think it was around 1,300 HEX that I had staked initially, and it got up to like 1,700 HEX throughout the 2.5 years of staking, which right now on the Ethereum HEX side is somewhere in the ballpark of like 13 cents or $13. And so in order to end that stake, even with gas fees being in a decent position, and by the way, they aren't in a decent position right now. Let me see what the gas prices actually look like right now. Because last I checked, they were in the 40s. Yeah, so 38. This isn't a good time to transact on the Ethereum network. But when it was in this 40 gwei range, it was going to cost me like $300 to end the stake. I'm like, dude, I could just go buy $13 worth of HEX on the open market and let that stake bleed out. And that's what I did. Like it was a wild number that popped in my head. And I even caught it even on the low side of things when gwei was under 20 gwei. I think I looked one day when it was 15. I think I did 15 gwei and I looked and it was still around $111 to end that stake. Oh, dude, that sucks, man. Yeah, so thank God for PulseChain for sure, because I went and did the exact, because hey, the stake is copied over on PulseChain, and so I went and checked it out of what it would cost to end the stake on the PulseChain side of things, and it cost me 2 cents, y'all. 2 cents. 2 pennies to end the stake. And it was worth $20 because the PulseChain side of Hex is actually at a higher price. And so it was around $20 and it cost me 2 cents. So yeah, I'm gonna end it and I'm gonna do what I will from there. Let me see if I can pull up this as well. I'll show y'all exactly what I'm talking about, because it hilarious to me, y'all. Hilarious, right? So let's just see. I got stakes. I'll just pull this up right here, just so that way I think that's the only one that y'all can see. Let me see real quick, 1 second. Oh, hold up. I'll pull it up for y'all though, and then we'll look at some more charts as well. It's connected. Let me just refresh. And what does it cost to end right now? Because again, the fees are redonkulously stupid. Oh, that has to be on the PulseChain side. Ethereum, stakes, and continue. Well, I don't believe this right now because it's not even popping up the right data right now. Saying that it would basically cost nothing, which I already know is wrong at 35 Gwei. $16 right now. Yeah, it's not pulling up the right data for what it would cost. It's basically saying it would cost 6 cents, which we already know is incorrect for sure. No doubt in my mind on that at all. As a matter of fact, I know it's going to be way more than that. Let me just see here. So this is one of the stakes that I was looking at, and you can kind of see it just right over here. Let me just full screen it. So this is one of the stakes that I had, and basically I'd staked it starting in February of 2022, and I ended it in February of 2024. It was around 1300 hex whenever I first did it. And again, I'm just letting it bleed out now because $16, it didn't make sense to try to pay for the Gwei. It doesn't make sense to try to pay for the gas. And yeah, that was back whenever we had the mentality that Hex was doubling. Hex was doubling every like 60 days or every 45 days. It was just an absolutely wild time. It was just doubling and then doubling and then doubling and then doubling. Like you hear the Richard Hart little statement where you could have sold on a double, sold on a double, sold on a double, sold on, and it just keeps going on. That was basically what was going on. So how much does 0.07 Ethereum cost right now, since this thing doesn't want to tell me correctly? Matcha.xyz. How much is 0.7 Ethereum cost? So we're gonna say USDC, swap it, swap 0.07 Ethereum. Yeah, $203. There you go. Now again, this isn't showing the exact full thing correctly, but basically the way I did this was right now with Gwei sitting around 36 Gwei, it says the network fee, which is we already know is incorrect on this one. It says 6 cents, but that's 100% inaccurate. It says that I do need to have 0.07 Gwei or 0.07 ETH in order to end it. And if you look it up right here, it's going to be roughly around $200 right now. And I ain't about to pay $200 to end a $16 stake. I'll tell you that much. I will just go buy that hex on the open market, y'all. And so it's crazy when you start seeing those numbers, but this is kind of what it is, folks. We're getting into a situation where these prices are absolutely juicy. We've talked about it before, where Bitcoin's doing the exact same thing it's done in the past, right before a bull run. Now, each time it has hit this 618 level, there has been a correction. Whether it's a 50% correction, 40% correction, 54% correction, and it's taken time as well. It's taken 5 months to get to new highs. It's taken 6 months to get to new highs. It's taken a year and almost a year and a half to get to new highs. So paying attention to all of that as well, we're currently sitting at that 618 level. Anticipate the pullback, y'all, right? Like, you'd be crazy not to think this time it wouldn't do that, right? And so if you pull up the fib on this one, and we go from the previous all-time high to where we're currently sitting right now, we've hit the 618 level. You can see it right here. Let me just kind of zoom on in just so that way everyone can really see. We've hit the 618 level. This is right here, 618, boom, right? This is 618. We came back. We tested it as a low resistance. It broke through. It played in the golden pocket zone for a little bit. It broke out of the golden pocket zone, and it's now above the 786 level. But if we just speculate that even after going up this high, a 40-50% pullback would bring the price of Bitcoin roughly back to 32,000. Even a 50% retracement, of course, would bring it back below 30,000. It would be right around the 26K range. Even a 30% retracement as well, folks, is bringing it back into the 37K range. And then you kind of go sideways for a few months. Now, why do I think this is going to happen? Because we have the Bitcoin halving right in April. And again, this is actually April 1st. It's going to be around April 15th. You can find this information out. I just go to dune.com, for example. And you can actually type in BTC halvings as well. If you haven't done this kind of stuff in the past, you definitely can. Pay attention to this too. This is something I've talked about on previous streams. Don't be one of the people who sell your Ethereum Genesis or who sell your PulseChain Genesis coins early, because there were 72 million distributed and only 2 million are still in the Genesis wallets. Meaning there's only 3% of the ETH Genesis that remained inside the wallet, besides transferring and doing a whole bunch of other stuff that they did. But we're not here to talk about that right now. We're here to look at the example of BTC in this one. So what I do is I come up, whoops, go back. Why did it get rid of that? And all I do is just type in BTC halving. And you can actually see quite a lot of data as well pulling up on this, but this kind of gives us a ballpark idea. Oh, this one is not the one. Bitcoin halving. Countdown. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So we got 57 days until the Bitcoin halving happens, which is putting it around April 17th of 2024. It's going to be when the Bitcoin halving takes off. If we actually pull up the calculator, Richard Hart just said the 50 weeks to shake out the weekends. So you can actually pull up a fun little thing on this one to say 50 weeks. So we launch PulseChain May 12th, 2023. What is 50 weeks to shake out? Right now we're currently sitting at 40 weeks and 3 days. So we're going to be going a couple more, and then a couple more. 50 weeks to shake out the weekends, y'all. It puts it right at the end of April. Right at the end of April, we shake out the weekends. That is 50 weeks from PulseChain launching. That is also after the Bitcoin halving has occurred. And then it's just moon from there, folks. Moon from there. Now, how many days do we have until we actually get there? Right? So if we look at this same calculator right now, today is February 20th, 24. We got 67 days till we get there, y'all. 67 days remain to shake out the weekends. And then it's just straight up sky, folks, right? And what's funny is all these charts, if you actually start breaking it down and where it actually starts going and how it's been, if I was to break this down on this little form, it puts it right in the ballpark of mid-March before we start seeing what we decide to do on this one. Do we go higher? Do we go lower? That's completely what we're trying to figure out at this point in time. If it wants to go higher, how high does it go at that point? And again, once we break out of the 2x range from here, that's when everybody is in profit, folks. So as soon as we break above the previous all-time highs for that's PulseX. Pulse. So as soon as we break out of the previous all-time high, which is again roughly about a 2x from here, everyone's in profit, y'all. Everybody will have been in profit at that point in time. And that's what I'm waiting to see. I can't wait to see when every single person who's ever bought this token is in profit. I would love to see that, y'all. Would love it. Absolutely love it. Let me see what's going on with some chat real quick. Hold up. Lazy Hexkin watching at 1.5 times the speed. Perfectly matches the name, by the way. Congrats. Dude, I watch everything. I watch everything at like 1.5 to 1.75 to 2x speed, depending upon what I'm listening to. So I completely understand. Hey, what's up, Facing Reality? How you doing, my friend? Yeah, dude, Hex is gonna absolutely smash. Academaciated, you caught it live, my friend. And so, folks, I'm going to be going live. I'm going to be putting together some of this stuff as well. I want to be hopping on, look at these charts, seeing it from a daily perspective, seeing what Bitcoin's doing as well. So whenever I'm looking at some of these charts, it's just kind of going through and figuring it all out. So if I actually were to break this down once again, I just want to see how the overall market's kind of sitting, where everything's sitting. We've looked at these in the past, but things like to go test out the 1618. So if on a bull run, if this thing wants to go test out the 1618, that would actually put the price of Bitcoin around $163,000 per Bitcoin. There are some analysts talking about $1 million Bitcoin. People have been saying that forever upon ever upon ever. If we end up in a situation where we get rid of the fiat and US dollar and we don't go back to gold, we're going to be in a situation where Bitcoin could be that use of value and what people are going to be using as a global reserve currency situation possibly. And yeah, at that point in time, I mean, really, sky's the limit for each Bitcoin. But I'm not trying to buy any. I've said this in the past, man. Look, for Bitcoin, it took basically 469 days for it to do a 3.5x. And I know I've said this in the past, but I'll show it again. Whereas PulseChain has done that same 3x within 12 days, right? So, like, would I rather be in something that took 469 days to do that? Or would I rather be in a situation where in 12 days you get a 3x? These moves happen super fast, y'all. Super, super fast. And so I don't want anyone sleeping on it thinking, you know, we're just going sideways again. Everyone who has been buying at this point in time should be up. Even the people who had above SAC price should be up at this point on PulseChain. Now, PulseX, we really want to get that into the next level for everyone to really start getting it. We have a local top that we just haven't really been able to beat just yet. And that local top is 4067. We really want to get past that one level again. I think all these prices are essentially waiting to do a 2x above where we're currently sitting. And folks, when you start getting into the 2x above zone, that's previous SAC price for PulseX. And then we're just a few X away or a few multiples away from, you know, the previous all-time high. So we're basically about a 2.8x away at this point in time where everyone who's ever bought will have been in profit. And that's a beautiful thing, y'all. Ethereum, you know, just kind of seeing what it's done in the past. I know I've shown this too, but when Ethereum first launched, it did a 3,351x. This is where I believe we're currently sitting on our ecosystem for RH, y'all. We're here. We're in this little zone where we've just kind of gone sideways. We've gone down. We've played in this little zone for a hot little minute. This is where we are right now. Granted, however long it's been, things are just taking longer and longer and longer because there's just more capital. If you look at the liquidity back then, super low. Look at the liquidity now, super thick. So things just take longer to play out in general. They don't have the ability to just pump as crazy. PulseChain and PulseX have $40 to $60 million in each of the tokens in liquidity. That's a lot. That's a lot of liquidity. Now, Ethereum hex side is super low on liquidity, so that's why I think that thing's going to be the dark horse and just come out of nowhere. But we're here. You continue to DCA, folks. DCA for the first 12, 18, 24 months. And we've talked about this too. Like, let's just say you did nothing but buy during this entire time through Ethereum. And you went for 18 months, which is roughly around 550 days, somewhere in here. You would have had an average price probably around $2, okay, per token. $2 per token. And then that one cycle of this cycle happening right now, when it went to the top, hit $1,440 a token. Now again, guys, that's an absolutely crazy thing, right? 1,400. I mean, that's basically a 700x. That's an average of a 700x, even with you buying for the first 12 to 18 months of Ethereum coming out. Why do you not do the same thing for PulseChain? Why would you not look in a similar fashion and do the same thing? This is where I think we are in the PulseChain ecosystem, by the way. Now, again, we got plenty to go. There's still plenty to wash out. We got weak hands that we need to shake out. We just looked at the dates. We got 67 days until the 50-week thresholds hit. We have Bitcoin halving in roughly about 50 days. All of it's coming to a head when Bitcoin hits its top and it starts wanting to go back down again. And it starts wanting to do this again, where Bitcoin's here and it drops back down into this 30K range, or even coming back down and retesting the 0.5, which is 32,000. I could definitely see a pullback happening just like that. Okay? I can see a pullback going through and doing this exact thing where it drops right here and then comes back down and retests this 32K range. That's not uncommon. It's not uncommon, folks. Something I will be keeping my eye on for sure. I tell friends 10K to 14,000x would be amazing. That takes time. Take 25% of that from the bottom, and that is a goal to set. Yeah, for sure. I'm up on everything because I didn't FOMO at 50 cents. Lol. Funny. If we all play our cards right, we will live forever. For sure. When next Pulse Nation stream? Soon. Hopefully tonight, as a matter of fact. But we'll see. But guys, this was a fun little thing. I'm going to be hopping on these streams. And again, if y'all have questions, let me know. I'm going to be trying to pop these out a little bit more. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you catch some of these discussions. And if you have questions along the way, we go through all those as well. If you do send super chats, it's something I will be checking out, but it's something I will be wanting to hop on here daily. Now, sometimes we have board and train dogs, and we'll have to arrange that situation for that to be a little bit different. Neither here nor there. If you're new to the channel, be sure to like the content, be sure to share the content, be sure to hit the bell icon so you get notified of anything new coming out. I do have a private Telegram for Patreon members as well, where we have a nice little community. And it's just people who just want to have a like-minded set, right, at that point in time. So if you're kind of tired of all the nonsense happening of Twitter and all the people who are just absolutely fake as all can be, check it out. Might interest you. Other than that, guys, I'm going to hop off this stream for now, but so much love to every single one of y'all, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout, and fame, mud, disease.